Hey there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tales from the Podcast. I'm your host, JB, here with my co-host, Jack Hunter. And with it being the holidays coming up, it's a time to bring everybody together. So bringing together part of my other show, 2G1C, we got Chuck Nasty here. How's it going, buddy?
That's going pretty good.
Yeah. So, man, it's It's a pretty fun episode this week, guys. We were able to actually sit down and watch a classic Christmas film done by a director who's done other classic Christmas films as well. Yeah, which is a pretty cool thing. And I guess just to go ahead and get into it a little bit, we are going to be talking about 1974's Black Christmas tonight. And I got a little picture there for everybody, which is like the poster art. But anyways, Chuck, man, this right here is a movie that's pretty dear to you. If you, I believe you've told me that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watch it every year. Yeah.
Every year. So this is like a tradition for you as well, like me.
Mm-hmm.
And we
hey,
got
Sean, what's up?
Hey, Sean, how's it going, buddy? And we got John chiming in as well. How's it going, guys? Going good. How's it going, John?
Thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah. And Chuck, dude, I agree. This is one of those movies that's kind of a tradition with me as well. I watch it every year as well as a few other kind of cheesy horror movies, which we, obviously we do on 2G1C as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack, this right here was
I watch this every year. Every year I watch this.
Liar.
Every year.
So full of shit.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, man, but before this episode was decided, you've only seen the remake.
Right. I've only seen both remakes. The 2006 one and the 2021.
Yuck.
Now,
I know. Or 2016.
Eventually, we're going to have to talk about it. So I guess we should just go ahead and discuss it right now that there are two remakes of this movie. As you guys said, there's 1974, 2006, and I believe it's 2019. Now,
yeah, 2019.
Yeah,
that one sucks. I like the other one, though.
I got this feeling that Jack really
wait.
The 2019 one, especially
I was thinking
before
that too, actually.
Before he's seen the 1974 one, I know you liked it. You told me you did.
You like the newest one?
Oh, well, then air my business out there. No. Okay, I think the newest one honestly should be called something else and not Black Christmas. It should have been called hashtag Me Too. That's what it should have been called.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shit,
yeah.
Me Too. Hashtag shit, Me Too.
It's hot garbage. It's hot garbage. There's nothing good about it. It's crap.
Yeah.
It really is. It is. It's one of those... Looking back at it at the time, like, because I didn't see the original film. So I'm wondering, why the fuck did it called Black Christmas? I enjoyed it as a horror film, but I didn't like the fact that it was called Black Christmas because at the time I only saw the remake. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't a whodunit mystery. This is a fucking, supernatural episode of just women for an hour and a half of bashing on men. That's all it fucking was. That's like, oh, supernatural.
It's not even a good horror movie.
Possessed. Oh, we got to keep it in the cult. I mean,
even taking
if I was
away
a
the
teenager,
whole
yeah,
women bashing on men thing or whatever, which is, don't get me wrong, for all the listeners out there, these are the views of Jack Hunter, not the
Yeah.
views of myself or Chuck.
Yeah,
But
real quick. I will say this. I have no problem with a horror movie full of women. Fine. I don't even care they were bashing on men.
me
Fine.
neither.
no,
It just was it was just
it
a
was just
bad
a
fucking movie.
horrible movie.
Just a bad movie altogether.
It
Everything
had-
was done wrong. It was
this-
wrong. It was
It's an entire
wrong.
different plot.
Oh, completely.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even the same movie at all. It was something that was just clearly capitalized the name. You just use that just to make money.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of your favorite companies that put it out too, right? That was Blumhouse.
Me?
No, Jack.
Oh, I like Blumhouse.
I don't.
Really?
this is another reason. Yes, I am not a fan. I'm
I
sorry.
love Blumhouse. Fuck you. You know, it's just a fit that made you watch Midnight Kiss. Just admit it.
No, that was a fucking hot piece of shit, dude. It really, really was.
Hot garbage, Justin says.
Oh yeah. And then I guess since we discussed that a little bit, let's talk a little bit about the other remake, the 2006 remake. Now,
I like
I'll
that
go first.
Go ahead, Jack. Go.
Yes.
Okay, so
we've called
I
on you.
actually, so
I think he's lagging.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
My bad. I really liked the original when I first saw it. I saw it in Kuwait when I was stationed overseas.
Hold on, the
And,
original.
I rewatched it.
Hold on, you said the original.
No, the 2006 one.
Okay, all right.
No, the original remake. The remake, not the shitty one.
Right.
And I liked it at the time. I mean, I was, in a sandstorms watching it, so I really liked it. After watching it again last night, in all honesty, it felt like a Blumhouse. You want to know why? Can I picked up on Justin's words. It was shot in one location, and it felt like a Blumhouse movie. I will say I liked the double twist in the end that wasn't in the original film. It's kind of fucked up and really whoa, not your brother, my daddy. Like, whoa, bitch, like some incest shit going on.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah. We've all seen worse, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Right.
yes, we have.
So, Chuck, what did you think about the remake?
I really liked it.
You're lagging to screwing you up, boy.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I liked the 2006, actually. I was weird about it at first. I went back and watched it again. Really enjoyed it. And I watch it along with the original every year. I think it's really good because you get more of an idea of this killer. And it's not really a remake as it is kind of like a sequel. And they tell a little bit more about like some stuff. They act like the first one already happened and all that shit. So I really enjoyed it. I thought there were some really fucked up twists. I like fucked up shit, like, twists in movies and stuff. It explains why he's so fucked up in the head. They kept it pretty true to the original for the most part. They had pretty much similar characters, but they kind of tweaked it a little bit. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. New one, but that one I was cool.
Yeah.
That's
They
you pretty much
really
stole
up
the
it.
words right from me, Chuck. The only thing that I would have to say differently is just one other thing is the thing that makes these movies to me is Billy. And when you have the 2019 remake, that is non-existent.
Right.
So, that would be the only thing I would add, but I absolutely love that movie too. So
Cool.
I guess let's go ahead and chat a little
Yeah.
bit about this movie. So Chuck, man, why don't you go ahead and give us a small rundown of this film and, just.
Oh, I thought Jack was doing it.
No, we're going to have you do it then.
All right. Well, in case I get a little fucked up, I might need some help just because my head is, like.
All right. Sounds good, man.
All right. So, little rundown of Black Christmas. I mean, it kind of starts out and pretty much shows you what you're getting into from the very beginning. you see this this house, this sorority house or whatever, and all these girls are getting ready for a party, and they're getting ready to all leave, or they're kind of partying before they leave, right? Some of them are leaving to go off campus, some of them are staying, whatever. And from the very beginning, I mean, you see, yeah, there they are.
Yes, yes.
Which of course, some of the girls, Margot Kidder, you know, she plays the really slutty, kind of wild one, which makes sense. And then you've got I can't remember her fucking name, but she played Norman Bates's mom in Psycho 4, and she was in It, the original It with Tim Curry. But some of the other girls were in certain things, but I can't remember which ones they are. What all? But anyway, but they're all kind of doing this thing, or whatever. And one of the girls is packing to leave, and while she's packing to leave, she doesn't realize there's somebody watching from her closet, and then you end up seeing her being suffocated, which is one of my favorite kills because it's so brutal. Is the bag over the head,
right? Which we get to see like throughout the whole movie too.
Right, it's a very iconic scene and a very iconic image.
Oh,
yeah. You see it. It's on all the posters. It's on. You know, you've seen it. You've seen that little face. You know, it's White Christmas. And then that kind of starts the whole thing where the next day her dad's supposed to get her or something, and he never talked to her, and it kind of spawns like a whole bunch of shit. And come to find out, like, that there's another girl that's been missing, and there's like a whole thing with people looking for her. I might be going back and forth with this shit or like missing parts. I'm really bad about those rundown things. I thought it was Jack.
You're pretty good so far. You're pretty good so far. It is pretty slow at first with everything that's kind of like going on.
Of course, like the next day, you know, you have the dad that's coming to look for his daughter, and he ends up meeting the house mom or whatever she's called, who's like the major alcoholic who's hiding like whiskey all over the house.
Inside the back of a toilet, like everything.
Yeah. I was like, that's a clever idea.
I was like yeah. Shit water, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the tank. It's not actually in the toilet.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Don't
okay.
like you haven't done
you
it.
Put a straw back there. It's fine. I'm kidding, but anyway, she meets up with the dad who was looking for her on campus, and people directed him to the right place to go, the sorority house, and she agrees to, or he agrees to take her with him to go look at a few places for his daughter and all that stuff, and of course, she doesn't cover up a few things that makes the sorority house look like a big, you know, slut fest. And the dad's unacceptable. He's very unaccepting of all this. He doesn't like how things are going. The girls in the house start getting worried because they can't find their friend. And
they're getting these creepy phone calls the whole time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like
the phone calls in this one were probably the most disturbing out of the remake. Like some of the things that were said in this were kind of
you didn't hear
for the fucking time. Well, I mean, like you know, the whole the cunt thing. You know, put my tongue in your pussy. You know, like
pig noises.
It's a fucking graphic film once it comes down to like the dialogue that Billy has.
Well, I mean, the phone calls in this fight, the whole thing with the phone kills are a big part of this movie. It's kind of what makes the whole Billy myth going. You know what I mean?
Right. Hashtag me too, John. Hashtag me too.
Oh God.
I
can't comment on that. I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
They are or not. Anyways, go ahead, Chuck.
When the girls start worrying about the girl that died with the bag, because I think I missed a part with the house mom when she dies. She's packing because she's getting ready to leave. Was that after? Shit. She comes back. The dad drops her back off. She goes to start packing,
right,
and then
leave.
And then the damn cat freaks her out. Goes upstairs. or the attic or whatever, and she puts her head up there. Right, she goes there to look, and what is it that gets her? That's what I'm drawing a blank on.
It's like
grappling hook.
It's
the grapple thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure like who the fuck has that in their attic.
Right, yeah. It's kind of like this. It's
exactly.
Yeah, there's a few things about this movie that are just like a little off.
But it's still such a good movie, though.
Absolutely.
And keep in mind, also, I'm not going to lie. I have not watched this since last Christmas. So,
well, you did say that you watch it every Christmas, so I assume that was the case.
Yeah. So that's what. So bear with me. Short-term memory loss is a thing. But yeah. So all the friends are kind of like they're kind of worried. Like I said, I'm going to go back and forth here because I'm really bad about this shit, motherfuckers. Damn it, Jack.
That's why I like springing it right onto you or whatever. It's always fun to be like, okay, who's going to be the one discussing the episode today? And just be like,
okay,
it's Chuck.
Right? Yeah. It's like, God damn it. Okay. So anyway, the house mom's gone. She's dead. She's taken care of. She's been smacked in the face with the grapple. And then what you see is how the killer Billy kind of flips out in the attic. Because I don't know if it's because this woman just bugged him, which I mean she was kind of annoying. But he throws like
see him either though. That's like what
right.
That to me that's one of the scariest parts about this is the fact that we get to see his eyes, but like everything else is like either a shadow or just the eyes, or we're looking at like a POV kind of shot of him breathing and grabbing the phone, things like that, but we never really get any kind of clear visual of him, unlike like the 2006 version where we get some pretty clear shots throughout the entire film.
Yeah, they give him kind of a weird yellowish face and everything. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I feel like he had some kind of like liver or kidney disease.
I'd say he probably did.
Yeah,
he ate flesh and probably drank piss. Like it was kind of a fucked up character. But anyway,
yeah. Well, no. The way that they made it seem like in the remake is that she just locked him up there, so that's all he ate was like dead rats and probably drank his own piss. So he was probably
that turned you yellow.
And
I don't.
Well, no, Jaundice does. He had a kid.
Jaundice would, but like I don't know, like. I don't know, man. I don't know how he gets it like that. Like, because like even as a baby, he was that color too. So that doesn't really add up. Like, unless the mom was also drinking piss and eating dead attic rats.
Oh, you never know. She was kind of a fucked up individual. I mean,
fair
really
enough.
Think about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Along the lines, there's different storylines that slowly get brought into the picture. And one of them that happens around this whole time that I was just discussing is where one of the girls, the one that I says plays in Psycho 4 is Bates' mom. She is dating this pianist guy who's kind of a selfish dick. There he is with a haircut. And she finds out that she's pregnant. She tells him. He's happy about it. She's not happy about it. She wants to do something that rhymes with the word smushmortion, and he's not okay with it. And he's like, well, let's just talk about it. And she doesn't want to, finally gives in and says, okay, fine. Meet me at the house. And she leaves. And he's kind of, disoriented, whatever, then it cuts. That goes back to the house. They find out about the girl that's missing, and so the search party happens. And before old girl can actually meet up with her boyfriend and talk, she goes out on a search party with all these other people trying to find this girl. And in the time period, the boyfriend ends up showing up at the house, and of course he's pissed off because he doesn't get his way. Because in case you pick up pretty quickly, he's a big baby, and he's been spoiled his whole life, and he doesn't care about anybody else.
Does it remind you of somebody we know?
Heck.
He also, randomly goes into her bedroom and takes a nap, apparently. And then comes down.
Also remind you of somebody you know.
Not me. I don't take naps. All right.
Might as well. Do you really want us to get into that? No, I don't think we're going to do that. We love
I don't
you.
know what you're even talking about, but all right.
Oh, let me
That's
count the
all right.
ways.
Right.
Anyway, so they're all looking out. Like, there's all those people that are on a search party trying to find this girl. They find her body, but you don't see anything. You can tell by the reactions of the mother and the people that are standing around. They find her body that it's not pretty. I can't remember if they describe how she's killed.
You're talking about the one that died like outside, right?
Right. Yeah. The girl that found the snow.
That's like one of the cool things about this movie is like they use that less is more throughout the entire movie. Like you don't really get to see barely anything when it comes to like, a lot of the kills and everything else. It's a lot of it's implied horror, which is it's just really fucking creepy. I think that's why Chuck and I both like this movie.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely has the creep factor. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one thing about it reminds me of The Exorcist, really, because what you don't see scares you, or is supposed to. So it has that feel to it, like what you don't know is coming.
You got The Exorcist out of this one?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well, no,
you see everything in The Exorcist.
Hey, slightly.
This movie, like
when
I see Scream. I see Scream like a motherfucker. I see Halloween.
Yeah,
like
which just came out a few years before Halloween. It's one of the original slashers like that.
Right. But the whole, the killer calling from in the house and things like that. Like, there's so many movies that have ripped off of this one. Like, it's insane. Yeah.
When a stranger calls, the original, if you checked on the children, that whole thing.
It's coming from within the house. Oh my god!
So, anyways, Chuck, go ahead and continue, buddy.
Oh god, where the fuck was? Oh yeah, they found the girl, all that shit. And then, help me out. I'm drawing a blank on this part. Making sure.
Pretty much like after that, like things just like really start to escalate. And that's when we're starting to see a lot more police involvement with what's going on at the sorority house. We have our main character who is in constant having back and forth conversations with the police officers who have tapped her line, and they're also trying to figure out exactly where these calls have been coming from, because they're finding out this connection here. And
well, there's also because there's a whole. Like, because I was just going to go through the whole movie, or was I just supposed to?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just like, just like a quick.
There's a couple of kills here and there. The sheriff's played by John Saxon, who likes to play cops.
Right.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Isn't he in Halloween?
No. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
No. I will say though that I really, really enjoyed watching the the tracing the call scenes where we're actually literally watching somebody go through and watch the wires and shit. It's really fucking weird.
No, I like that shit. And they're like, no, like, and then like when they finally come back to it, there is some comedy elements to certain scenes in this movie. Yeah, where Mario Kidder's character goes to the jail with the boyfriend of the girl who was killed at the beginning of the movie with the bag. And she's a complete smartass to these cops, and this one cop's an idiot, and he's asking her their address, and she says, I can't remember the number, but she says fellatio. And he's like, what's that? She's like, oh no, it's new or something like that. I don't remember what she says. And then he like writes it down, and later on, when John Saxon asks him about it, he's like, what, did you get an address? And he's like, yeah, what fellatio? And he's like, she gave this to you? And he goes, yeah, fellatio. He goes, and then the other cop's laughing his ass off. It's hilarious, man. Because it's just like, because the cop's like, oh, it's something dirty, isn't it?
yeah. And you can just tell the guy had no
like,
idea.
Obviously, the we see the first 40-year-old virgin in this movie.
Kind
Kill
of.
me. Yeah, but yeah.
Kind of. I see where you're going with that.
Because when you're an old guy like that and you don't know what fellatio, and you're especially being a cop and you don't know what the word fellatio means, I mean, that kind of does say something. So I can't really disagree with that at all.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's also where you see the boyfriend of the girl who died at the beginning of the bag. You see him wearing his big goofy ass coat. He looks like a pimp coat.
Oh, bro, I'd rock the shit out of that. I would rock that the fuck out.
Yeah, I bet you would.
You think you would rock it? You would just wear it.
Yeah.
You know,
probably about the only thing.
Like something doesn't mean you can just cut me down.
Jack would just
yes, it does.
It would be Jack's new thing to wear when he's redoing the scene from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh God, the Goodbye Horses. Oh man, it's just a matter of time before he puts out his own version.
He probably already has. He's waiting for that one time to release it.
Right, it's his own self-pleasure mix.
With the rebranding thing. Yeah, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
It's cool, man. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
It sucks that Perry couldn't be on tonight.
Continue.
Yeah, it does. But it is what it is. So, anyways, Chuck, we're at the point where we're getting him tracking the calls and everything. So why don't we go ahead and continue it a little bit, man?
Oh well, she finds out the main character, she goes back to the house and all that stuff, but she's at the house. No one's there. The phone keeps ringing, and she finally answers it. And they're like, "We're trying to see where these calls are coming from and all that shit." And she's waiting there, but you hear that's probably one of the most intense scenes where she's standing there on the phone, and she's not really supposed to go anywhere. They're telling her to leave, but she keeps looking down the hallway or whatever. And you or she's looking up the stairs, I think it was. It's just the whole scene where it's just silence. You're just waiting for something just to come out any moment. And in that moment, they come in and go, the calls are coming from the house. You have to leave now. You need to get out, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Like that whole moment. He's told to hide it at first, which is kind of funny because he doesn't say it, but then he instantly goes and just says it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't want to calls her. Because doesn't one of the cops, he's like, yeah, it's the dumb cop who calls her, and he's like,
don't ask questions.
Yeah, don't ask questions. Just leave the house. And it's like that's pretty fucking terrifying because I mean, you got to put yourself in that situation. Okay, it's all your friends are dead.
All right, let's stop the review for just a second. Let's all put ourselves in that situation. Okay, say we're in a house, the cop calls and just says, "Don't ask any questions, leave the house," and say you already know that this person legit is a cop. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you do, Chuck?
If I was in that position,
yes.
What would I leave the house or would I go upstairs?
That's what I'm asking. Would you do what she did, or would you do what the cop says?
I think I'd be torn. If I had a weapon, I guess. Yeah. If I had my Louisville Slugger or my machete, I might feel okay about it.
Keep in mind, you're putting yourself in this position, so you also know that this person has killed multiple people.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm lying. I'd run. I get the fuck out of there.
All right. Same here, Jack. What about you, man? I'm not going upstairs.
Honestly, I'm done. This is fuck you. No, it depends if I'm armed. If I have my 9mm on my side and someone says, "Oh, there's a killer in the house," yo, that's free game, bro. Fucking jump out. You're dead. That's free hunting game. But in all honesty,
Jack
depends if I have my kids.
If I have my dead guy in a horror movie,
I'm grabbing the kids and getting the fuck out.
I said put yourself in their position, not add your whole fucking family into the mix, dude.
Oh,
turn your. No, I'm just saying. Pretend you're Olivia Hussey's character. Just run with it. Nothing else, man. Your kids aren't in that sorority house.
And I have a nice rat. Okay, so if I didn't have anything like her, I'd be scared shitless and I'd get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you for not being the hero that we know you are.
So
Sarah
anyways,
Connor.
Anyways, none of us would do what this fucking dumbass does. So Chuck, what does she do?
Well, she goes to the house.
Wrong house to be in, Satan.
But she doesn't leave the house though.
I mean,
No, she goes upstairs.
Yeah, she goes upstairs. And
did she start the trope, by the way, of the white girl always don't go in there, and they fucking go in there? Is this when it all started?
maybe.
I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know why you had to turn it into a race thing, Jack. But
Or a sex thing.
Okay, look at Scary Movie 2.
Scary Movie?
You're talking about a movie that's an entire generation apart, dude. No.
That made fun of these movies.
Yeah, but that's why it doesn't. Oh my god. That's
Chuck,
why it
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, fuck you. I'm right. Continue, Chuck.
This is coming from the guy who liked the 2019 remake.
Well, this is the part where she ends up running around the house, ends up finding their boyfriends in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes you think that because the whole time this movie's going on, after you were introduced to her boyfriend, it makes you believe that maybe he's the killer. But there's no motive really, except for the fact that he's acting like an asshole because she wants to get a smorgasbord, and he doesn't want it.
I'm sorry, but it's funny when you say it like that.
It's a very serious word, so I'm trying to make it a funny word. But you know,
Ron, I think it is too. I
was going to mention that. Yeah.
And if we're going to go ahead and also mention that he did A Christmas Story, we also have to mention that he did Porky's.
Right. Yeah. He just wanted to go all over the place with his career. And he hasn't made anything bad, so
I don't know. When was the last time you watched Baby Geniuses?
He made that?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh well.
No fucking way.
All right.
Well, the movie's
already
made a minute.
You know, wait, at the time, guys, that movie came out, it was groundbreaking. Whatever. It sucks, but it was groundbreaking.
You're telling me in 1999 that was groundbreaking?
Baby Genius?
I mean, for babies talking, I thought it. I mean,
you're gonna tell me for 1999. You know, keep in mind that The Mummy came out the same year, and I don't care what anybody says. That movie was great back then.
Right,
The Matrix came out the same year. The Green Mile, The Blair Witch Project, The Sixth Sense. But you think Baby Geniuses was like the movie of the year for 1999?
Hey, JB, I've got a question.
I never said that. You fucking cocksucker. I never.
You know, I'm starting to understand why you have Jack on so much and why he's a part of Tales from the podcast. You got to have someone to give shit to. Man, you just walk right into it. Like, oh my god, I don't know.
That's why I have the shovel tattooed on my back. I just dig. I dig.
Do you really have a shovel tattooed on your back?
No, that's going to be my next tattoo, though, because everyone in my life has called me the shovel because I keep shoveling myself into these holes.
As long as you put a picture of your face and dirt and a foot go in, too, on your back. Because you put your foot in your mouth an awful lot.
That's kind of narcissistic. That's narcissistic to have my own face on my own body. Okay.
I mean, is that too far-fetched, JB?
Anyways, Ron chimed in, says, "Look Who's Talking" came out before it too, which is a different baby talking movie that was better.
It was better.
It was better by far. Yeah, fucking John Travolta. Come on.
Did you know Fight Club came out in 1999?
Wow.
And one of the best sci-fi movies of all time did too, man. Galaxy Quest.
I never said it was the best movie of the year. Fuck you for putting it in my mouth.
Wow, the words that come out of your mouth.
Fuck you. No, that's a joke. That's a Navy joke. That's a Marine military joke. So don't.
No, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that's like what you call Navy reality.
I mean, you're the seaman here, so whatever.
Welcome aboard the tramp stamp.
My girlfriend just came in. My daughter. Shut up! I got proof. I got proof. I'm not. Fuck you. Fucking guys. I hate you. I hate you so much.
All right. So in the
Right
last
now.
episode, if anybody missed it, you go
Continue,
back and check
Chuck.
it out. We met his girlfriend Steve,
No, shut
and
the fuck
she's a
up.
very nice fellow. No, I'm just teasing. I haven't met
I
his
hate both of
girlfriend,
you. Both of
but
you equally.
it seems very
Yeah.
realistic.
You love us.
No, he does. He really
He
does.
does.
So, anyways,
Anyway.
we kind of like
Well, maybe.
moving away from everything there. So,
Maybe.
why don't you go ahead, Chuck, and tell us a little bit more about this movie.
Bye, Jack. We'll see you in a minute. Anyway, so the boyfriend, I think, don't they end up in the cellar in the basement?
Yes. Yes.
And he's breaking shit and he's acting all like crazy and psychotic and everything.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to get fuzzy again. Did the cops bust in? Did they bust in and like they shoot him, or they like?
Well, like
I forget what totally happens right there.
Well, we
I know
don't really.
It sounds bad on me.
Yeah, we don't get to really like I said with most of the stuff that happens in here, we don't really even get to see, but they do bust in on him and everything, and yeah. But Billy himself he gets away,
right? Because the very end.
Yeah, that's sorry, I spoiled it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's been almost 50 fucking years since this movie came out.
Right? Yeah. No.
But
because the end of it, you find out that it wasn't really her boyfriend, and she's completely traumatically like fucked up. She's laying in a bed. All the cops are around talking, and then everybody leaves.
And then they all think it was the boyfriend that did everything.
Anyway. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So they're all settled with that kind of like reality of like, okay, this is kind of what happened here.
Yeah.
And and then like our final ending scene of this is like where we kind of like see that Billy's still up there and everything, and we also get to see the girl who still has their face in the bag in
with
the
an
window.
Awesome shot. Yeah.
It is an amazing shot. I absolutely love it. I can't argue with that at all. But isn't it kind of weird that we can clearly see into this window? There's like a million cops around this house, but nobody else notices this dead girl in the window with a bag over her head.
I feel like it's dark. It's kind of a big house, and it might just look like plastic over the window or something.
It's been there all day.
Yeah, no one's. Well, that's true. And no one's even noticed it.
You know what I mean? Not one person's noticed this in the window.
Yeah, which maybe that's the creep factor even more on that is the fact that it's just you can be walking by a house and not realize there's a body
just out in plain sight. Yeah, definitely, man. So that pretty much does wrap up the entire storyline of Black Christmas. So I guess like we did mention and everything. Bob Clark did direct this. Which we kind of pretty much described like most of his career in general.
His better films, minus Baby Genius.
Right.
Jack.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess. This was written by Roy Moore, who pretty much did this and very few things, at least that I was personally into. They credit him for the 2006 as a writer as well, but that's obviously just because the characters and everything that he created, they have to, give credit there. This version had Olivia Hussey is like our main character of Jess. I suck at names. Is this Keir Dolia who plays Peter, the boyfriend? You got John Saxon, Margot Kidder, Marianne Waldman, Andrea Martin, James Edmond, Doug McGrath, Art Hindle, Lynn Griffin. I mean, there's a shit ton of people in this movie for real.
The boyfriend, he also played in something else that was notable after this film, and I can't remember what it is now.
Keir Dolia or Dolia. I'm not sure how to like say that last name. I'm gonna say his probably is well, he was well known before this movie. He was in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's what I was. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
That's like one of those movies. I'm not surprised. This is the first time you saw this one, and all your favorite movies are kind of ripoffs of it. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
You don't know what movies I like at all, Justin. You don't know anything about me. You don't know what
Spice World is probably one of your favorite movies.
Oh my God, he showed
the
you
Britney Spears movie. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I could go on and on.
The
about
bad
what
crossroads is what we call it here.
Crossroads, yeah.
It's the bad crossroads.
Ground fucking breaking, okay?
Oh my God!
I'm
Nolan,
not
shut
a
up.
girl.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Would you just
and
make
with
him
that
stop?
being said, guys, I think it's about time for a commercial break. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, everybody, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hello.
Bye.
This is the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunchers.com.
Do you like the Tales from the Crypt? Do you love the Tales from the Crypt? Even if you've never seen an episode, this podcast is for you. I'm Melissa, your ghostess with the mostest, and host of the Good Evening Kitties podcast. Each week, I break down another great episode from the TV series The Tales from the Crypt. Audio clips are included, so even if you haven't watched that episode, you're good to go. There are also special guests, trivia, mini movie reviews, and much more. What are you waiting for? Check out the Good Evening Kitties podcast on Podbean, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. That's the Good Evening Kitties podcast. Check it out today.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. A whole new season of spine-tingling.
For the first time in We're Not Afraid of the Dark history, we're actually going to watch a erotic scene
together. Just a couple brothers watching porn together. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, on air right now. This is the biggest plot hole I saw this, by the way. How in the fuck does she take him back in time?
But he was made it a point to bump him. But no, I agree.
How do you not catch this?
I was drunk when I watched this.
Whoa, so were we. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just this giant fucking board right here ready to lock down.
Like it has hooks that you latch the fucking door to lock it.
She is on Mr. Skate Up. I'll link to the show there. She does get that. And she's listed as great nudity. She's a red-haired girl. They say she has great natural tits.
See?
You seen her black people in this episode?
I like how she's exercising while eating it. And then she's in the bathroom taking a shit, reading the story, and the plates on the floor.
Man, this is also the first episode where our main characters aren't just a bunch of generic white kids.
Everything about our food is changing. The way we cook it, the way we eat it, and the way we share it. And that's why I'm encouraging you to come and check out Pardon My Fork. Conveniently packaged in hour-long episodes and available anywhere you find your favorite podcasts and at pardonmyfork.com. We are talking to home cooks, chefs, Food Network stars, and world food champions. So cleanse your palate and come and get a heaping helping of Pardon My Fork.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, the bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia,
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts,
or how to install a thermoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Reductopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Dorkening and Inebriar podcast networks, with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or any podcast player cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all things that made growing up awesome.
Win championship belts. If you're not listening to Trick or Treat Radio, here's a taste of what you've been missing.
There's 3 guarantees in life. What are they?
Death, taxes, and Trick or Treat Radio every Friday morning.
This is one of the most convoluted movies I've ever seen in my life.
I'm fucking trying, man.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you took a shit on a pile of shit.
But you shit on him for liking what he likes.
Yeah, well, it's my job.
This podcast is now banned in Germany.
It's me, Giovanni Lombardo Radici.
Shut up! I call bullshit. I demand someone to bring me the face of Lindsay Lohan.
If I had genitals, I would definitely bang her.
Oh, wait. Is she a great big fan person?
You just hit the jackpot.
This is a weird movie, huh?
It had action, it had suspense, it had great characters, it had great acting.
I'm gonna strangle you with my jockey shorts.
I don't like mobster movies.
All right, well, here's my take. You're a sick fuck.
Thank you. Now shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Have you ever seen 2001?
The box, right? The box and the monkey.
Available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and trickortreatradio.com.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
And welcome back to this awesome episode of Tales from the Podcast.
It's really awesome. It's really awesome because all it is just like banter. Hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack. I think that's
yes, I'm gonna still stick with it. It was an awesome episode. And
I just want to go. I just want to say something
up
real
with
quick.
Jack's
That
mic.
whole break. Oh well, the whole time that break was on, Jack was harassing me. I just want to say that he was assaulting me with his words the whole time.
It does not surprise me whatsoever.
As
he was assaulting you with his words, he was trying to send me nudes, and he's still trying to do this whole in his mouth thing, and I'm not really for it, but
He doesn't help. You don't help your situation. Oh my god,
dude, Steve is gonna be so fucking jealous. Oh man. So anyways, guys, why don't we go around a little bit and talk about what we thought about these movies? Well, I guess, this movie in general. Yeah, we kind of already went around and talked about the remakes already and realized that Jack was the only one who liked the 2019 version, while everybody else also thought that 2006 was fairly decent for what it was. So Jack, this is your first time watching this movie, so we'll start off with you, man. What did you think about this movie, and give it a rating between 1 and 10?
1 and 10. I'm gonna give it a solid 9, honestly, because now I actually see where all the other films that I love come from, and it's really good to see the OG. It's like I've loved all these movies all my life, and I've never really dived back into the classics as much as I have in the last couple months. And you're but yeah,
for everybody who's listening on podcast form, Chuck's just like, I'm not even going to pay attention to this. Let's go ahead and put this juice box right in front of the screen, and I'm just going to start drinking juice boxes. Yeah. And we got Sean chiming in here too, real quick, saying, I never get harassed. Sean, consider yourself lucky because nothing he shows is pretty.
Going down. I'm sending you so many pictures. Anyways, no, yeah, a solid 9 because I really do. I love the suspense, and like we were talking about is, what you don't see scares you. There was not a lot of blood in this. The only really amount of blood in it was when the two girls are on the bed when that chick walks in and she sees them like, we cramped up together. And I love the direction of it. I think the characters, the hilarious characters of the child, like him wanting, like he was just fucking dumb. It was just hilarious. And I think it's really.
So Jack's having some microphone issues here for a moment, so let's go ahead and skip him for a minute, and let's go ahead and go down to Chuck.
Jack, you completely just like fucking went out. Like it was weird. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah, something happened to your microphone. So check it first before you come back on. I already muted you. So Chuck,
you have a finger.
Yeah. So
the way I thought about this movie. Okay, sorry. We're all fucking jumbled tonight. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Craziness. All right, my feelings with this movie. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. I have issues. I was gonna rewatch it last night. Some other things happened. Kind of lost track of time. Didn't have time to do it. So I was a little fuzzy with trying to remember some things earlier. But this is one of my favorite movies. This is the movie that started all like a lot of our favorite slashers. It started that whole genre, like we were talking about earlier. The creep factor of this movie's creepy as shit. I mean, it really is. From the phone calls that we were discussing earlier, from the scenes of like Billy flipping out, but you don't see him. You see the POV of him throwing a fit, you know. The acting is good. The story is just, I love the story. I think it's like the ultimate horror Christmas tale, you know.
Right.
I love this movie tremendously. And I would have to say that, man, I'd have to say I'd probably give it a 9 too. Only just because there's a couple of things in it I would have changed around, I guess, or I might have done something a little more with certain things. But for the most part, though, I give it a 9.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Great
Jack, let's hear you real
Is my
quick.
mic good?
Yeah, you're good right
Am
now.
I good?
It's a
Okay.
little bit better now. Yeah. That sounded really bad, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded really
I'm
like
sorry, man.
like an explosion.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Jack's
I
like
don't
making
know.
sure he sounds worse and worse as the show goes on.
I've noticed.
So finish up what you were
I
thinking,
guess
Jack.
it's lit. No, I really like what I was saying is like I really like the fact that now I know where they come from. You know, the jump scares, the suspense, the non-talking for a little while. It just builds that anticipation. Now I know where these new films, or in the recent 20 years, where they get it from. You know, Scream. I know what you did last summer. You know, Urban Legend. All those suspense build. They got it from Black Christmas and Psycho. You know,
That's fair. That's fair enough. And you gave it a 9, which is a pretty solid rating. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm going to have to keep that going with everybody else too. I'm going to have to give this a solid 9. As far as Christmas movies goes, this is one of my personal favorites. Keep in mind, I don't watch anything really other than Star Wars that's not horror. And like this right here is like the ultimate Christmas film for me. I absolutely love it. It's not too gory or violent, really. It's just a perfect. To me, it's like it's almost a perfect fucking movie, and that's not. That's nothing to be happy about. So Sean says Jack just harassed me. I've been violated. Ha ha ha. Yeah, God, that's horrible. So but overall I absolutely love this movie. It's a great film. I love the whole Billy character. I love the dialogue that he has. I love the fact that you actually don't get to see him.
Yeah,
I like how hidden they keep that, and the whole less is more thing is just it's one of the things that make this movie so fun to watch. And I mean, it's one of those movies where you can watch it every year, like Chuck and I do, and it's still not be something that really gets old. It's just something that's just fun all the time, and it's just a good watch.
Can I also add something I meant to say a second ago? Another thing that I love about this movie.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Another thing that I love about this movie is the fact that most Christmas films, in general, not just in horror and all stuff, but in general, like have like this family, like friendly, blah blah. It's all happy and all good lucky and shit. Well, I hate Christmas. I'm not a fan of Christmas. If it wasn't for my kids, I wouldn't even acknowledge it. And this movie takes the whole idea of a happy Christmas and turning it into a fucking massacre, and just it's just so dark and just so, I don't know. It's fucking creepy. That it destroys Christmas for me, and I'm okay with that. And also going back with what you were just saying about how you don't ever see the killer in any movie. Just about, you see the killer at some point. The only time you see the killer is like little pieces, like you see like an eye or you see like a shadow,
right?
You know, you never actually see him, and I think it's perfect. I can't think of another movie that's actually done that, where they never did a big reveal. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
killer throughout Psycho, except at the very end.
Well,
I mean,
Psycho is one of those where like you pretty much know who it is like the whole time, like for the most part.
Yeah.
Like
classic.
You know, it's a great movie, but like this is one
Psycho
of those
2's
where, like,
better.
You know, like without like if you go into this watching this movie and never watching any of the remakes, like it's literally never showing anything, never really giving too much of a backstory, and you know those were the things that like really made this movie creepy. Like the 2006 one, it added so much more to the backstory of the Billy character. But if you haven't seen that, and you know we're just reviewing just this one movie, like none of that's there, and it's what really adds to it to me. And it's one of the things that I personally really love about this movie is just the simple fact that there's nothing there to really explain why this is happening, but it's happening. And not only that, but this is also something where it's like it seems realistic. You know, this is something that could actually happen, and it's not very far-fetched at all. And I love that. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, shows me at least like a really good horror film
in a weird way,
how believable it can be.
Yeah, and the thing is, on top of that, it actually kind of did already happen in a way. Ted Bundy, I mean, he went into a sorority. I mean, I don't think it was on Christmas, but he actually did go into a sorority on his fucking killing spree and kill a few girls in a sorority. So you're right. This kind of shit does and can happen. So that does add another factor to it that is creepy. It's
right. And at the time that it came out too, like there was no cell phones, there was no direct communication. You know, the phone call was all that was there, and it's all that really needed to scare you. If someone called you at that time and said, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you," you know, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna freak out. Like there's nothing to do. You get like text or you're just
Right. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. I did not mute him. He must have his own mic issues happening there again. But gotcha. So anyways, man, it seems like all of us actually enjoyed it, and hopefully everybody who's out there listening and checking this out, you know, enjoyed talking about this one as well. It's been a really fun one. This is obviously like probably one of the more fun holiday movies, at least for me and my family. I will go ahead and kind of throw it out there. So next week on 2G1Z, we will also be continuing with the Christmas spirit of bringing the shows together and having Jack Hunter on there as we go through and talk about a significantly different kind of classic horror movie. Jack Frost 2, The Killer Mutant Snowman.
Yes.
Oh,
I've never seen it, so I'm looking forward to checking it out.
You've never seen it? How
I've never
about
seen
you,
it.
Jack? Have you seen that one? I don't know, Jack. Nobody can hear Jack at all. He's having some really bad microphone issues.
He sounds so far away.
Yeah, I think he's using his Bluetooth mic and earbuds instead of his real mic and just his earbuds. But that's just because he's not the brightest person when it comes to anything with technology. Then again, it's just how it is with him. But
God, oh my God! This whole time you've been hearing my Bluetooth.
I've
oh my
been in
God!
private chat the whole time, so it just shows that like Jack is pretty much at like the intelligent equivalent of like a 4-year-old. Like reading was too hard because it was there in front of his face like
I didn't
4
understand.
times.
I didn't get
Like
it. I was
said, he
unplugging
didn't
and plugging.
understand. People wonder why the banter's there when he sets himself up. So
this should be my new profile. Here we go.
No, it shouldn't be.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah,
you could have said something. You just said what the hell?
did.
That's why you were hearing her because she had the other earpiece, and that's why it was. Oh man.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
me. Fuck me.
No.
Fuck me, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my fault this entire time. It's been my fault.
You're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, what a fucking dumbass. She called that.
Oh my God.
So anyways, it's definitely been a fun one. So Chuck, before we go ahead and wrap up everything, we've been promoting this every week for a while now, and most of the details are already out there for everybody. So I want to go ahead and just talk about it just for a second again. But on the 12th of January of next year at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you actually have a live show that you guys are doing, correct?
Yes, we are. January 12th from Fat Man Studios out of Lexington, Kentucky. We'll be playing for probably about an hour with a little break in the middle to show off some of our merch as well as to talk to the comments, because we'll be able to see comments that come in. You can go to the event page. They got the shit right there. That'll show you all you need to know, everywhere you can watch from, YouTube and a couple other places. It'd be a good time. We want it to be a kind of a thing where, you get your friends together and you have a few drinks and smoke a few bowls and blast us up and bullshit with us and talk back with us. And, it's been rough not having shows, man. For the past 4 years, we've been playing nonstop every year. And this year happens. We had 3 good shows that were planned. They all got canceled. We did get to play one show, Metal Fest, Fuck Cancer. That was fun. And then after that, it was just kind of anything else that was planned just got canceled. So right now, streaming is where it's at, and that's how you can go and support so many bands that are doing it. We'll even have a place there where if you want to donate or if you want to buy some merch or whatever the hell. So, that's what we're doing now. It's the norm, and we're excited about it. I am incredibly excited about this because it's going to be fun.
That's actually really cool, man, for sure, dude. I can't wait to actually see you guys playing and everything. That's pretty cool. And we got Sean chiming in. He says, "Hey, brothers, great seeing all 3 of you together. Thank you. Unfortunately,
Thanks,
you only got to hear 2 or 3 of us because."
Is it really unfortunate? Because it's Jack. Really.
Just keep the banter going.
I hate the fucking both of you.
No, you don't.
Whatever.
You love us.
Exactly. That's for sure. So that's awesome, Chuck, man. That's a lot of fun. That's really cool. And before we go, there's another thing I want to go ahead and mention to everybody. So anybody who's out there and everything right now, our good friend of the show, Ron Pertee, he is going through a lot of family things at the moment. So he does have a GoFundMe that is set up, and you can go find that over at tinyurl.com/4nancyf. And, go donate a little bit if you can, if you have it. Him and his family, they really need it. They have some issues going on. He had somebody who was actually helping out with some of the things going on with their things. And to say the least, a previous page of theirs got taken down by the person who created it. And he's kind of having to start over everything that he was working on for getting some of the funding raised. So, so if anybody can go and check that out, we've actually shared links over at the Tales from the Podcast page. And, if you have it, check it out. Go ahead, maybe donate a little bit. If not, share it around. He's somebody who could really use a hand up this year. We all love him. He's a great guy. And also go check him out on a show that Jack and I produced for this season. He just had one of his shorts shown over on Malvolia, the Queen of Screams. So go and check that out. That was a pretty cool job there that Ron did. So, Jack, do you have anything to add also before we go ahead and wrap this fucking show up?
Again, I apologize to the podcast listeners because of the audio quality. I had no idea. Because I am a fucking dumbass, and my girlfriend just confirmed it for the world. So thank you so much, babe. Appreciate that. But now you've got that audio clip that you can probably fucking use to send to Perry as well. But no, everyone, thank you so much. Check out my group on Facebook, My Vinyl Asylum. We got some good stuff coming out, and definitely Sons of a Judas Ghost, Judas Ghost. I'm still Bastard Sons of Judas Ghost. I got you.
You just completely fucked that up.
No, I didn't. I did not. I had it right.
Right. Go check out Jack's band, Soul Asylum.
Soul Decision. From the 90s, from the boy band. Anyways, no, My Vinyl Asylum. Check us out on there. Follow Tales from the Podcast on Instagram and every single streaming platform there is. And if you are listening to us, please send us a message and let us know you're listening. And what is your favorite part of the show, which is probably the whole Fuck You, Jack, the whole show. That's probably the theme of everyone's love of the show. But Chuck, thank you so much for being on the show, and I look forward to next week. Jack Frost 2, motherfuckers.
Real quick,
gonna be fun.
I can't leave it out. Also, my other podcast, Romero Pictures Indie Brigades, Nasty Nation, as well as Nasty Nation's Graveyard Talk, comes out on Sundays and Tuesdays. You can find it on Facebook, Anchor, Spotify, all those places. Just want to throw that out there real quick because we got.
And also on Chuck's personal OnlyFans site, where he likes to do some spread eagle pictures for $5 a month.
Spread it. He spreads it, and people are just like, you think it's a bald head? Oh, no, you're thinking of the wrong one. Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some look it up, Chuck Nasty on OnlyFans.
Chuck Nasty. You know what? I'm going to create one just for you, Chuck. Just for you, I'm just gonna create it.
Just Photoshop his face.
I'm doing it.
Oh God, my friend, my buddy Jason, he used to Photoshop my face in really horrible ways. Please don't do it to me.
It can be funny.
And everyone, if you're listening, send Lance Wagner a message and says Jack says he's sorry, and that's it. Lance Wagner, I'm sorry.
Lance Wagner, Ghostbusters 2 is not garbage, and that's all I'm saying.
Lance Wagner,
Ghostbusters 2 is fucking amazing. Ghostbusters 2, fucking dude. Who would say otherwise?
Lance.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best sequels to a film, and they fucking ruined it with "Answer the Call" because we're all women. Yeah, that was just in another universe. Fuck that movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Jack
dude,
has some
you
issues.
are sounding like such a sexist on this episode. I just want to throw that out there.
Insert foot in the mouth, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Shovel. You love women.
This whole episode, you're really proving that.
I hate you. I hate everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Tales from the Podcast. Justin.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And with that all being said, the crypt is closed.